Endless streams of white rivers flowing from cash cows into consumers' cups of coffee that runneth over with the deafening cries of calves that yearn for mother's affection, that runneth over with the hallowing moans of mothers yearning for their offspring who have been carted off into the night where they await another fate. A bond which is denied with every sip of white gold that is colonized from the udders of monetized mothers to the mouths of unfamiliar children, while milk barons line their pockets with gold from profits that flow upstream on white rivers. A product of the female reproductive organs manipulated by man and turned mommies into milk-making machines. No longer someone, but something. So that which flows from these white rivers can be contained, cartoned, bottled, and purchased at a customer's convenience, courtesy of the vicious capitalist cycle of supply and demand. These white rivers have flooded the market and whitewashed your grocery carts so that every item is soiled with its DNA, from your fancy cheese to your cups of strawberry and blueberry yogurt, to your bars of butter, to your coffee creamers and multiple non-perishable items alike. Someone please turn off the valve to this white river. Build dams to block bailouts from governments that seek to continuously perpetuate the white flood that hinders our children's health and make elderly women's bones brittle through subsidies and falsified information about the 4 basic food groups. We are waist deep in environmental issues from the production of this white substance that contributes to poor health in inner cities that are occupied by factories that house mothers' mammary glands. No wonder there are cries to ditch dairy, not your mama, not your milk, and dairy is scary. This isn't a conspiracy, it's a cowspiracy. While we are left to swim through 21 billion gallons on this white river, seeking refuge in the name of plant-based alternatives, almonds, cashews, rice, oats, and other substitutes that aim to pull us out of this raging white river and onto the rafts of restitution, because poor health still remains supreme and the content on these rivers are hard to digest, especially among those of a melanated complexion. I have not only built up an intolerance for lactose, I have built up an intolerance to inhumane treatment of animals who are mothers, fathers, daughters, and sons in their own right. I have built up an intolerance to the lies manufactured by dairy lobbyists. I can no longer tolerate the lies being told to black women and children about how something white will benefit them. Get me off this river, for it should be drained of its iniquities, drained of its inhumanity. I ask you not to reach for this product of prostitution and exploitation. The aforementioned oat milk is sitting on the goddamn shelf right next to it, right next to the almond milk, right next to the soy milk, right next to the rice milk, right next to the coconut milk, right next to freedom, right next to liberation, right next to personhood, right next to compassion, right next to empathy, right next to the drain stopper that will flush this white river out of existence.